Good evening. The man credited with helping to quell the riots in Birmingham 2 years ago is appealing for more help for those fleeing Syria's civil war. Tariq Jahan, whose son died in the rioting, has just returned from delivering 1 million kilos of flour to Syrian refugees.
He witnessed many children wounded in bomb blasts and says part of another aid convoy was attacked from the air. Here's our special correspondent, Peter Wilson.
For the last 4 days, Tariq Jahan has been crisscrossing the border between Turkey and war-ravaged Syria, part of a convoy delivering 1 million kilos of flour to hungry, desperate refugees.
Normally at home, I work for Curry's, delivering white goods, but this is more precious than any white goods I've ever delivered. Excuse me.
I caught up with him today at his sister's home near Heathrow. In August 2011, he came to public attention after the death of his son Haroon in the Birmingham riots.
Step forward if you want to lose your sons. Otherwise, calm down.
His powerful call for peace echoed around the world, even heard in Syria.
A 10-year-old child said to me, and she brought me to tears, saying to me, "I will pray for your son," and I looked at her and I was shocked at what she was saying to me, that her situation, and she was going to pray for my son.
Half of the refugees who fled the civil war in Syria are children. At the Bab al-Hawa hospital, Tariq Jahan met some youngsters, one of whom had lost his brother and sister, killed in a cluster bomb explosion.
We could hear screams and I didn't know what it was until we got inside and made some inquiries. We found out a young girl had both her legs blown off and they had no painkiller and she was screaming out the pain constantly.
Tariq Jahan now has an international profile, but he also has a conviction for assault for an incident which happened before the riots. He was spared jail because of his extraordinary actions which prevented those riots from escalating. What now then for this lorry driver from Birmingham?
If I could somehow make people understand that these austerity cuts and these measures that we're going are nothing compared to what the Syrian people are suffering right now. They need the smallest donation makes an enormous impact back in their country.
One convoy was bombed while Tariq Jahan was waiting to cross into Syria, but he says that the conflict won't deter him from returning with more aid for the Syrian refugees. Peter Wilson, BBC Midlands Today.
Coming up later in